made it to the end of my enormous eyeshadow palette collection, you guys. This is part 3 of my entire eyeshadow palette collection. How is everybody? If you're new here, hi, how are you? Welcome to the family. My name is Rose. I'm a girl boss on a budget who loves to save money and project pan. Thought we'd never get here. Let's break it down. My entire makeup collection, starting with my eyeshadow palettes. So let's just hop right on in. Leading off to the last video, I'm really hoping I can get the rest of these in here for you guys. So let's just get started. Next palette that I have is, I just won this in a giveaway in my beauty group on Facebook called Glamorazzi. The group down below, and it's the Emily Noel palette. Very pretty, nice, bold colors. I have yet to use it, so I'm pretty excited to do a look with her. I'm gonna try to go relatively fast, so that way I'm hoping to get this video finished, and this is to be the last one for the eyeshadow palettes, you guys. Next palette is my Paradise palette from Profusion. This was just recently in my throwing shade project pan, and it is a super gorgeous palette. Profusion is definitely an underrated brand, I feel, and these shadows perform very well. For a $12 palette with 35 shadows, you can't beat it. Next is my Festival palette from Profusion, and it has some really gorgeous pops of color in there. You have a nice array of some neutrals over here, some cooler tones, some gem tone colors. It is absolutely beautiful. I have only done like one look with her. I need to play with it again, but I really enjoy Profusion's palettes. Next is a palette I got a while back ago, and I want to say I've used it only once, which is the Cosmo Collection. This shade and this shade arrived broken when I got it. It looks really fun and interesting. It just goes to show I have so much that I can't enjoy them all. Infamous Morphe Jeffree Star palette, the highly overrated Jeffree Star x Morphe palette. Just anything Jeffree Star is overrated in my opinion. It is a really nice palette overall. I really have been enjoying using this palette. Don't have a whole lot of time, but look, even that cream color came out really nice. You can see it's very pigmented. I bust out all my Morphe palettes that I have here. 35V palette. It's a bit dirty, but that's just because it's loved, and I haven't went through my entire collection yet to start cleaning off my palettes. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish my inventory, and inventory's kind of been on hold. I'm almost done with my inventory. Next is the 35M from Morphe. Everybody knows the V and M palettes really well. I have done quite a few looks with this fall. It is great for fall. The original OG, the Morphe 35O palette, just your very typical neutral palette. Couple really pigmented shimmers. There is a lot of neutrals and repeat shades in here. The Morphe 35F palette, which is all shimmers except for the bottom row is a row of your classic transition shades. I have done some looks with her, but just not a whole lot, but it is a really nice palette, and it has definitely been neglected. Next is my Dope palette, which is a dupe for the Laura Lee Nudie Patootie palette. This palette has been really good to me. I've really enjoyed using this palette. The glitter shades here, they are pressed glitter. It is a really nice palette. Next is a dupe palette called Delancey for the original Morphe 35B palette that I never was able to get. I ended up getting this instead. I got it off of Amazon. I will be sure to link it in the description box. I haven't even used it yet, which is sad. Again, too many dang palettes, you guys. So I'm gonna set it over here to ensure usage. This is my Fantasy palette, which is a dupe for the James Charles palette. It's just a mini, and now coincidentally Morphe just came out with a mini version of the James Charles palette. But I have done a lot of looks with this. I did one palette 1 week with this, quite a few weeks in a row actually. 5 looks, 1 palette with this. This shade arrived broken. That's why it's messy. I haven't cleaned my palettes yet. Next 3 are my Huda Beauty dupes, which is the C Color Cosmetics. This is the dupe for her coral one. Really pretty. I have definitely created some very fun looks with her. Obsessed one, which is a dupe for her first one as well from Huda Beauty. These are actually really good, and they're only $5.99. You can't beat it, you guys. $5.99 for these little guys. And they perform and are very, very nice. This is the Obsessed 6 palette, which is the dupe for her Gems one, Huda Beauties. The last one I got for this little series, these little C Color Obsessed, is the Obsessed 4. Which is a dupe for her Electrics palette. I had this in my throwing shade last month. Very bright, bold, and beautiful. Next dupe palette I have is the After Dark palette, which is a dupe for her Warm Browns palette. This is from Bad Habit. Bad Habit is no more. They went under. Rainforest of the Sea palette. I got this from the one BoxyCharm subscription that I ever got. I got one last year. Got one and canceled it, and this came with it. So we all know how everybody feels about these. Tarte makes beautiful packaging, but I mean, it's okay. I just doesn't really use it too much. My Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette. I was drawn into this by those freaking glitter shades in the middle, and sadly I've used maybe a little bit of this one and a little bit of this one. It's just a shame, you guys, how many palettes I didn't use yet. Look how fun the cover is. It's got water in there, really neat. Morphe 15B palette, which is the brunch one. I want to say I played and used it a couple times, but it's definitely a different formula than the bigger ones. Next is another C Color Cosmetics dupe palette called Seaside, which is a dupe for the Urban Decay palette. I'll make it come up on the screen because I can't remember it. This is all my little drugstore palettes. I will show you guys first, just to get those out of the way. Start with the Mad for Matte from e.l.f. The Nude Mood. I use this on days where I'm not doing a crazy intense look. Next is my Rose Gold Sunset one from e.l.f. Really pretty, really pigmented, great shimmers in there. Next is my Summer Breeze from e.l.f. and I just clawed the crap out of it. Oh man, these freaking nails. This is an all matte palette as well. Really nice, really nice palette. Last from e.l.f. is the Prism palette. I haven't used this too much either, of course. What's new? I have 100-something freaking palettes. I'm not going to be able to get to them all. I got the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette from the drugstore when it came out. It's okay. It's definitely a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. It just don't have all the shades. I just picked this one up recently, and it is from a new brand called Believe Beauty from the drugstore. I got it because I'm a sucker for blues, and I thought it would be a really nice palette to play around with. This shade right here looks really interesting, like icy blue, real pretty. We are down to the final stretch here. Finally, I'm getting close to the end of my palette, so this will be a 3-part series. Thank goodness. I'm down to the last 10 or so, so I'm going to really try to bust these out. So my next one is the BH Studio Pro palette from BH Cosmetics. Really big, fun palette. Haven't even used it. What's new? Next is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, the bright rainbow palette that we all know and love. Next is Take Me Back to Ibiza palette, which is a newer one from BH Cosmetics. Really fun, poppy. I love my brights. I have done a look with her too, and they have come out really nice. It's a really, really good palette. I am very impressed with it. Too Faced Gingerbread Palette. These palettes are really good. I really enjoy the formula that are in these tin pan palettes. And of course, it smells great too. Such a good palette for fall, you guys. My Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Really great palette. Those shimmers and metallics in there are to die for. For the most part, these metallics are dope in here. Next is my Pinky Rose Cosmetics Bright Lights palette. When the mirror just broke today, I dropped it and the mirror cracked. Is, as you can see, very bright, very vibrant, very, very beautiful, you guys. These shades in here are, are a force to be reckoned with. And the swatches aren't the greatest, but they're not actually horrible either. And that is the Bright Lights palette from Pinky Rose. Next is Center Stage from Pinky Rose. And this is their version of a neutral-esque palette. But it is absolutely a force to be reckoned with. Pinky Rose does not play when it comes to their formula. Really good palette. Really fun Glitter Storm palette from Ciate London. It is just so freaking satisfying to watch that. For the sake of timing, I don't want to sit there and watch it fall, even though I easily could. It has these row of metallics up here. Them glitter press glitters are incredible. The rest is like a nice neutral-esque type palette. It is a really great palette, and that is a Ciate London Glitter Storm. And last but certainly not least is my ColourPop palettes. Save the best for last because they are incredible formula for a good deal. This is the Dream Street. Really, really good palette. My ColourPop palettes are definitely the ones I get the most use out of because they are smaller and more affordable. This is the Sweet Talk one. Has a Super Shock shadow in it, a couple pressed glitters. Great neutral peachy palette. I really enjoy her. Guys, my last couple are my 9-pan monochromatic. First being the It's My Pleasure palette, which is absolutely beautiful. I have done a lot of looks with her. Then my Ooh La La palette, which is the pink version. Really nice palette as well. The Mar palette, but not the Soul one. This is a really pretty palette. I've definitely done some really creative looks with her. The Orange You Glad, which is the orange palette from ColourPop. No need to get the Soul one because, well, this one is pretty much the same thing. All oranges. Great palette though. Last but certainly not least of my entire eyeshadow palette collection, you guys, is my Honey palette from ColourPop. The very bright, vibrant, all yellow monochromatic. You guys can see from all three parts of this series, I have a ridiculous amount of eyeshadow palettes. All the more reason why I'm on a low buy and why I'm starting a no buy next year, which is quickly approaching. But I'm very grateful that you guys came by and stuck it through all three parts of this series. I'm going to continue this series in my entire makeup inventory collection. It's been highly requested over on Instagram from a lot of you guys and wanting to see it. The next category that I think I'm going to do next will be my lipstick collection. It is my second biggest number in my collection. So we will start with the next episode on this series that this has became with my lipstick collection, and then on down the line to powders and foundations and concealers and bronzers, just all of it, you guys name it. I did for my look today. What do you guys think? Do you like the look? The Makeup Revolution, the Emily Noel Once palette for today's look. I think it came out very nice. At first, of course, I was a little skeptical. I won this in a giveaway over in my beauty group on Facebook. I will be sure to link it down below. You guys can go check it out. It's called Glamorazzi. I think the look came out really pretty. I used Dews Paid in my crease mixed with Family, which is the dark, like violet-y, bluish violet color. Really pretty, actually. And then a mixture of Eve Rose and Blue Violet on my lid. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't want to miss out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would love to have you. And until the next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.